If you were to watch the news right now, you're probably a little freaked out. This time right now, this is our favorite time. This is when we love to do our work. All of the rentals, anywhere from houses to apartment complexes, condos, it doesn't matter where you're at. Your rent has gone up. I guarantee you can feel it. So that rent payment that you're paying is either the same or maybe even higher than what you would be paying on a mortgage. What are you guys doing over here? Chuck's that way. I know what you're doing. We got another question. All right, hidey ho, neighbor. With interest rates up slightly and the average price of homes leveling out, we are thinking about buying a house. Is it a good time to buy? How does inventory look right now? Most importantly, how do we get the best deal? Wilson. Why is there so many Wilsons? I don't know. I like your name, family name, and your friend's name, and your uncle's name, and your cousin's name. I think right now is a great time to buy. I think all the time is a great time to buy. Sort of. But I need to get into that a little bit more and explain what I mean, but I can't do it right here because it's hot, if you can't tell, and there's a bunch of amazing music playing, and I can't hear myself think. All right. Is right now a great time to buy? I believe yes, right now is a great time to buy. If you take a seller's market or a buyer's market or even a normal market, it doesn't matter, it's irrelevant. Because at the end of the day, if you go back in time, you probably could get that 3% interest rate. But now you can't. You're at probably a 5.5%, 6% depending. And you can't go into the future and dictate what the interest rate's gonna be because you just don't know. So is right now the time to buy? Yes, because you can always refinance if your interest rate's too high. If the interest rate goes up from 6% to 10%, you're still in a great spot because you got a 6% versus 10. No matter what, I do believe right now or anytime, if you're able to buy a house, you need to buy a house and start building that equity, especially in the Middle Tennessee market where we are very insulated. How are we insulated? Well, let's take the fact that Middle Tennessee as a whole is a hub for not only people moving here, but also for people traveling here. People travel through, to, from, all the time, the Middle Tennessee area. V&A is an international airport. You've got all interstates intersect here in Nashville, which is fantastic. There's a lot of reasons why Middle Tennessee is such a great place to live, but insulation-wise, when it comes to the market, the amount of people that are moving here to the Middle Tennessee area is gonna help. The fact that there's still a lot of land to be built on is also a huge selling point for people because your equity is still there, even in a recession. Even when the market kind of goes down on a downturn, it's still okay. You're still gonna be able to come out on top later on. Your appreciation's not gonna get hit near as hard as other places in America. So as far as Middle Tennessee specifically, I'm not talking about other states, I'm not talking about other areas of the country or even the world, Middle Tennessee specifically is an insulated market. So that's another reason why right now would be a good time to buy. And if you're thinking, but Derek, 6 months ago, I tried buying a house and I was going up against 10 offers. I understand that completely, but when a recession hits, and we're honestly going into a recession right now, when a recession hits, there's called a market correction. I have an episode about that, you should go back and watch it. But what happens is the market corrects and it flips on itself. So if you weren't able to buy a house before because you had too many offers you were going against, guess what? Right now, you are able to buy. You might be the only person offering on that house in the first 30 days. And what that means is you can potentially get your closing costs covered. You can get your title expenses covered. You can get some off the purchase price. You can actually negotiate again. And if you get an agent and hire the right agent, this time right now, this is our favorite time. This is when we love to do our work. Negotiating's back, we're able to get deals for our buyers. Even on the listing side, we're able to help our sellers too. Renters. Let's talk about you for a second. If you're a first-time home buyer and you're renting a house right now and you think the only reason that you shouldn't buy is because the interest rate is too high and you used to be able to afford that $400,000 house 6 months ago, but now it's $350,000, guess what? You need to go buy right now. Yes, you're gonna have a higher interest rate, but your payment where you're renting right now is at an all-time high. Middle Tennessee as a whole, all of the rentals, anywhere from houses to apartment complexes, condos, it doesn't matter where you're at, your rent has gone up. I guarantee you, you can feel it. So that rent payment that you're paying is either the same or maybe even higher than what you would be paying on a mortgage. And the only big difference outside of just the price and what you'd be paying per month is gonna be how much equity gain you get after you purchase that home. So you have a lot more opportunities to create your income and create your wealth from the purchase of a home versus renting a place where you're burning your money on the side. Think about that. I don't like cats, man. I'm just not a cat guy. Trainer, group. All right, guys, we've touched on a lot of things today, but the last question that you asked me was, how do I get a great deal? Well, the first thing you do is you go and you find an awesome agent, like myself, somebody that knows the local market, somebody that can help you navigate your first-time home buying, if it is your first home you've ever bought, or if it's a listing agent and a buyer's agent together that can sell your property and go find you a new one. But how do you get that deal? That agent needs to know about off-market properties, needs to have relationships with other agents so they can reach out to them about other off-market properties. There's so many different avenues that agents are useful for. But one big thing is getting you a deal on whatever home you're gonna purchase. And a deal is relative. So it's not always about, did I get 20 grand off of that house, or did I get my closing costs covered? It's about your situation. So if you're desperate to get into a house and you have to get in one because your rent went up way too high and you're able to get a house for less than what your rent's for, that right there is a deal in and of itself. So it's all specific to your situation. Just make sure you hire an agent that understands your situation and can help you navigate the way to buy a house and get a deal. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. I can't wait to talk to you on the next one. I'll see y'all later. Boom! Of like what their face is gonna eventually look like.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
That's the coolest thing ever, dude. I just picked my nose. So can we do that one more time?
Why'd you do that?
I'm like, oh. What's up, guys? Got another question. It's somewhere in a part of these massive amount of documents.
That's not where it's supposed to go.
Heidi Mo, neighbor. I'm assuming he was on a show called Home Improvement. It's one of my all-time favorite shows, by the
I
way.
just had to believe it. You wasn't fine. You don't have enough.
All right, you ready? Nick, I love you, bro. Let me know when you got it. What are you doing? Am I on? Can you hear me? Oh. Well, that didn't go well, did it? Are you ready? I know we've touched on a lot of things today, boys and girls. All right, guys, I know we've touched on a lot of things today. One of the things is, not gonna say that. Ready? And go. That's just who I am. That's who I am. It's fine, don't judge me. It's 2022. It's 2022, love yourself. Okay.